What's up, everybody? Welcome back. My name's Joby. I'm the GM of the Familiars. Super pumped to be here. Super pumped to be here with my friends. Super pumped to be here on Baileywiki's channel. For all of your Foundry DTT needs, a couple extra T's in there. The extra T's are for Baileywiki. Be sure to check out Baileywiki's Patreon and get all of the awesome stuff that you see here on the maps that we're making here. It's super, super sweet. Oh gosh, what else? I'm here with my friends, who I'm super excited to be here with. Let's just go around the horn and introduce ourselves. Tell America and the world who you are and what you're doing here. Let's start off with Zach.
Hey, America. I'm Zach. I'm playing as Ralton, a rambunctious, ravenous, rollicking swashbuckler goblin.
Rambunctious. Love it. Okay. All right. Pass it off to somebody.
I would like you to alliterate, Annalise.
I don't know if I have that skill set. I'm Annalise. I'm playing Cranston, who's a shy, sweet, swarthy, flesh-warped kineticist and the animal handler of this circus. Take it away, Alex.
What's up, America and the world? My name is Alex. I'm playing Vega Velaray, a catfolk who is very vixen-y and the magical. And,
The magical.
And is a vitch.
Bitch.
I'm going to give it to my buddy Austin.
Hey, I'm playing Fluke. He's a halfling, faith-healing, fat little fucker who he's a cleric. I can't get the information out and alliterate. I failed. I really failed.
You freaking.
All right, that leaves Ben.
That's right. Hi, this is Ben. I play the Reverend Chuck Larson. He is a human battle oracle.
Didn't want to play the game, did you? All right. What's up, everybody? And we are here playing the Extinction Curse Adventure Path from Paizo, playing Pathfinder 2e, and we are in Chapter 1 of Book 1. So, just to set the scene, our group of adventurers are part of a circus troupe called the Circus of Wayward Wonders, and their first performance was interrupted by the mysterious death of their ringleader, one Myron Stendhal. Right now, the group is trying to investigate the surrounding area to try to figure out what happened to Myron. They know that Myron got killed via snake bites, and they've done some just asking around of the people who also work within the circus to try to ascertain if anybody they knew had anything to do with it. So far, no leads have developed in that arena, but they followed some mysterious sounds of like a kerfuffle happening in the woods around where the group is camped out. They killed some snakes, followed a trail into the woods, out of the woods, and then found these things called water mephits, which are these like kind of small, fairy-like horned creatures that were trying to sort of rustle through a knapsack that they found at the end of this trail that probably belonged to someone important. It almost went up in flames, but Vega snatched it up, doused it in the water, and saved the possible evidence. The mephits are dead, and you, familiars, find yourself on the outskirts of your camp here, behind the circus tent, and your blood is is slowly coming down from the battle. The ground is singed around you. It's nighttime, and so you can now sort of once again sort of become aware of the nighttime sounds of the forest. What do you guys want to do?
Are there any clues on the body of that water mephit that I just killed?
You take a look, and what are you looking for specifically?
Ornaments that would suggest allegiance to, I don't know, anything. Trinkets, gold, snacks.
Sure.
Bubbles.
Sure.
Bubbles.
Baubles, bubbles,
Trinkets.
babels.
Bibbles.
ID, government issued ID.
Yeah. So the mephits actually don't really have anything on them.
What about inside them?
Cool. Make a medicine check.
Make a sensual check.
Make a
12.
I'm uncomfortable check. 12. What are you doing, Ralton?
I'm just sort of poking it with my rapier to see if, like...
There's a goblin in
See the
fucking
pulse.
circus getup with a mephit on the ground. Y'all are just sort of seeing Ralton poke into the mephit.
See if I hit
it's-
anything that sounds like metal.
No, just bone. Just
Yeah.
Looking for clues, huh?
Definitely,
Hey,
definitely-
Ralton, you all right over there?
definitely squishy. Yep.
great. Yeah.
Not a robot.
And you all see you see Vega by the water, and just she looks pissed. She is waterlogged. Her ears that are normally up are like down. She's like just cranky as all hell. Oh, that was cranky as all hell. And she's looking at you, and she's just seething, and she's like, "You men, you stupid, stupid men. I had him prone, and you all killed him instead of asking him questions like, why was he trying to get after this backpack? And then you try and set the backpack on fire when you know that we're coming here for information."
Cranston just starts looking at the ground and just starts, big old tears just start going, "I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I'm very sorry.
I didn't mean to make you
I'm
cry.
dumb. I was so bad.
You're not dumb.
I'm
You just
stupid.
no, you're
No,
male.
you're not. Ah, Cranston.
I'm no good.
You're a hero. You saved us all.
No, I want to go home."
No, Cranston, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I go up to Cranston and I just look him. Like, I'm sorry. I just kind of like nuzzle my head up against Cranston. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at them.
Your fur is very soft.
Thank you.
It's
Do you want to
nice.
look into this backpack with me and see what's in here?
Cranston just sort of nods his head.
And will you not
wipes his
light
eyes.
any evidence on fire again and just maybe
Cranston
think,
just shakes his head.
come on, just think really quickly. Just think, should I light this on fire next time? And if the answer is no, don't do it.
Okay.
Thank you. That's all I want. You want to look at Fiorello? Isn't he cute? And I just pull out my little dwarf bat with his big old eyes. Do you
He's
want to hold
so
him?
sweet.
Yeah, you want to hold him? Don't let him. Don't. You have to be very gentle, okay?
Cranston just holds out one of his 3 big stone fingers and just like puts it very gently for Fiorello to climb onto.
Fiorello looks up at me like, what? And I'm like, no, it's good. And Fiorello just jumps over to Cranston.
He's like a bird, but he's leathery.
Yeah, that's nice. All right. I'll take him back now. Thank you. Put him under my robe. And I open up this backpack.
All
And
right,
I
you
start
open up the backpack.
trying to figure out what's in here.
Great. So you're taking a look at the backpack, and I'm gonna say, just because what you did was so cool and quick, you saved it from the fire.
Nice.
And just did a quick douse on it. All right. You see the sort of singes, of course, around this backpack, but it's a leather backpack that seems to be woven with hemp. It looks to be made roughly but well. It doesn't look to have come from, a shop or anything, right? And again, it has this green symbol on it, which I believe, if you'll just bear with me a moment, it's like got this green patch with this bolt of lightning.
Have you ever seen it before?
Make a recall knowledge check, and that's going to be, I'm going to say recall knowledge. You can choose. How do you want to try to know about this?
Think really hard.
Think really hard. Make a I'm going to say make a society check. We're going to do recall knowledge society to see if you've heard anything in any of the time you spent in and around Aberton.
Okay, it's a 17.
Yeah, nothing comes.
Anyone else seen this green symbol with this bolt of lightning?
Does it have any sort of religious affiliation?
Go ahead and make a recall knowledge religion.
9. Fuck.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of religion.
Go ahead.
Let me see if that's a denomination I'm familiar with. Jeez. 13.
Nope.
Ralton on a one-track mind goes, what about inside the backpack?
You
love getting inside of stuff, don't you, Ralton?
I'm just trying to get to the inside of this mystery.
I like to imagine that Ralton's just still stabbing the meth hit for some reason.
Still like across the creek.
Yeah. Vega, you open up the backpack and you find a couple things. You find, first of all, you take out this sheet of parchment, rolled up sheet of parchment, and you unroll it, and you see what looks to be like a crude map. And it looks to be a crude map of the town of Aberton. And off to the side, you see, again, crudely drawn, a circus tent.
Oh.
And you read these scribbled notes that are all over the map. And they describe different locations. Specifically, the ones that are most of interest to you are the ones scribbled around the circus tent. And you see the name Circus of Wayward Wonders with an arrow pointing to the tent. And underneath those notes, you start to notice that there are detailed descriptions of movements of all of the performers in the Circus of Wayward Wonders. You see your name, Ralton's name, Chuck's name, Cranston's name, Fluke's name, Myron's name. It's like details.
We're being spied on.
Of the last few days.
No, Ralton. We're being spied on. We're famous here, and I just handed over.
Sorry, that was awesome. You notice
Fluke.
a couple other things, a couple other
great.
places
Fluke,
that you may not have that you may or may not have taken stock of yet, but they're locations in and around Aberton. A couple that I would take note of: a place called Olden's Orchard, Houghton Mill. Those are both circled on the map.
Okay.
as well. Let me just get my notes here.
Any like name or seal on the? Do we see that same, like the green? What is it? Arrow or lightning? Any like identifier on it? No. Okay.
Nope. You also pull out a feather. This is a large plume of a feather, and it looks to be the color of like desert sage, and with little spots of like crimson brick red. And let's have folks make. Does someone want to make an Arcana check?
Can I?
I'll make an
hand that
Arcana
off
check.
to Annalise also and say like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, so who is Annalise?
Who is this Annalise?
What?
There's only Cranston here.
I had a stroke. Sorry. Cranston, do you recognize this?
The feather or the symbol?
The feather.
Do I DM?
Go ahead. And
I could do lore
animal?
type of animal or nature check. Maybe.
Can we all do a nature check if we're all looking at it?
I would say you can go ahead and make a nature check. You can go ahead and make go ahead and make a nature check. Absolutely. Whichever one's higher. Cranston, what do you want to do?
I'd like
what
to
did you
do
have,
lore.
the lore? Yeah.
I have lore type of animal.
Okay.
That's my specialty. So that's a 16.
It's a bird.
You see. Oh yeah. Okay. That it's a replica.
Oh.
It's not an actual feather.
Oh.
And yeah, you see etched into the base, like where the quill would be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess what's the part? I don't know what that part of the feather is, but
It's the quill.
yeah, great.
Yeah.
There looks to be little magical etchings,
Oh.
which would lead other people to make like an Arcana check if you wanted to figure out what this thing might be.
I'd like to
Not
assist
a real feather.
any kind of Arcana checks.
Well, how's your Arcana? What's your Arcana there,
My
Vega?
Arcana is a +8, so
Ooh.
I go.
That's
Pretty
Give me
much
that.
just want to
Very
go ahead
good.
and roll. Yeah.
Give me that. Yeah, I got a 21.
21. This is a holly bush feather token. And this is a magical item.
Yay.
And what this does is... I just lost it. There we go. When this feather is activated, it immediately transforms into a living holly bush, filling a single square. This bush can provide standard cover. In addition, the bush has 2d4 bright red berries. While holly berries are usually poisonous, these berries are infused with beneficial magic. You can pick and eat a berry as an interact action to recover 1 hit point. Once
Wow.
plucked from the bush, a berry
Nice.
becomes non-magical for a few seconds. So you can basically like toss this out. I kind of am thinking like Metal Gear Solid, like when you have like a cardboard box, like you can toss this out and it's cover.
And it's like,
You can like dodge behind it, right? But then there's also berries. So while behind cover, you can like eat the berries and get hit points back.
and I just turn to
That's so
everyone
cool.
and go, this isn't anything, it's trash. Oh well, I'll get rid of it later.
But it's not a real feather.
Yeah, it's a trash feather.
But
Or a
who would
trash
make
bird.
trash? That doesn't make sense.
You're
You make something not trash.
making like a little too much sense, and I think you should remember how big your brain is.
Rollins just still across the river. Just
You're
Well-
mean.
Well, you
I
also
don't know
tried to
why your
burn
leather
it.
bird likes you.
Do I know
And I-
anything about Hofton's Mill or Olden's Orchard?
Wait, are we done
having-
with the backpack though?
hold on. You're still looking.
Okay.
You're still looking. Go
Sorry,
ahead, Rollins.
sorry.
Do I know anything about about Olden's Orchard or Houghton Mill in terms of, are we familiar with those places or those names?
You recognize them. I'll say that just without even rolling, you have heard, you've heard those names as to be locations in and around Aberton.
I'm a bit worried that those are its next targets.
Right.
Oh yeah, it could be. Is there anything unusual about Myron's movement tracking on the map?
Take a look.
What do you mean by unusual?
Like, is he going was he observed going anywhere unusual?
Great question. It's standard. It's what you recognize. It's weird to look at. It's got to be weird to look at this thing. You know what I mean? I can't imagine what it's like to actually sort of see when someone's actually been watching you. And you're like, oh yeah, I went there and then I went there. And Myron's not going anywhere other than sort of his normal rounds. You know, yeah, it's pretty standard.
All right.
Is there anyone we know that's not on the map? Like, is there somebody that's missing from the map? Who could be the mole?
Do a little roll call of our circus crew. Like is there anyone left out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like, is that the NPCs on the listed there too? Like everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You start looking through it, and you can't find someone who's not listed. This looks to be that's a great question. As you look at that, whoever owns this thing seems to be acting on their own.
Do we
outside of the circus?
Sorry. Do we recognize the handwriting?
Go ahead and make a
Can you read?
Recall knowledge society check.
It's just shapes. Recall knowledge
Right,
society
just
check.
asking. Gosh.
Oh shoot! It's only a 12.
Nothing's ringing a bell.
Was there anything else in that backpack there, Vega?
Let me just look, and I just want to check and see if there's anything else magic in here, because I can sense magic on a...
No, you get that ping off of the Hollybush feather token.
Right, that trash, right?
That piece of trash that you just put in to your backpack, and
Wait a
nothing
minute.
else.
Wait a minute. Who left the backpack and the blanket?
What?
Well, presumably it was whoever was. I point to the footprints on the ground.
Yeah,
But the prints were leading right here. And then they stopped. And they left the backpack and the bag. No, the backpack and the blanket. But where did they go? After.
Do we see I'm gonna look around for like
I can't do this voice.
I'm gonna look around for like an imprint by the banks of like a raft or a canoe, or to see if there are like signs of like someone getting on the watercraft of some kind.
Sure.
But why would they have left the backpack?
So what you see is, I'll say this, is that the footprints you saw were going back and forth. All right. So it wasn't just leading back to the backpack. It was this sort of, this not like a full footpath. It wasn't that fully trod, but that there was some kind of regular movement back and forth. So it's not just that the footprints led back to the backpack and then stopped. It seems like this was, as you're looking around, as Ralton, you're sort of like, beautiful minding this situation, all of the things coming in front of you.
He's poking his rapier into one tree and like taking a bit of thread and drawing it to the other.
I love this. I fucking love this for Ralton. This is amazing.
Ralton.
As you're doing your thing, what you discern is basically this was like a rendezvous point. Like this was like their base of operations, where they would probably go out and start spying, and the like. But they're not here. And Chuck, you're looking around and you don't see any kind of remnants of some kind of something that would like tie a boat off, or even a lot of like footprints or travel around a specific area.
I think we should make post haste for Alden's Orchard or Houghton's Mill. Maybe we can catch these buggers in the act.
I'm all for it, but I need to fix my face for about an hour or so. I could powder my nose.
What time is it right now? Damn.
It's late. I'm gonna say it's probably around like 9 p.m.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm getting pretty tuckered out. Do maybe first thing in the morning? First thing in the morning. Straight to
Before we go,
Olden's Orchard.
is there anything that can be identified about the blanket?
Sure. I mean, you can take a look at it. It
I'd
looks
like
to be
check it out.
sure. Go ahead and make a take a look at the blanket. You see that it's animal fur stitched together. Go ahead and make that cool lore check that you can do with the
Lore
animal
type
stuff.
of animal.
Yeah, lore type of animal.
Oh, nuts. It's only 9.
9. You're looking at it and you can see that it's a bunch of small, I mean, what's your just base modifier for that?
+6.
Yeah, just passively you look at this. It looks to be rat skins.
Oh.
Like all
Ew.
stitched together.
I hold it up and I say, someone doesn't like rats. You skinned them to make this. Or someone really likes rats.
I have a quick question.
Shoot.
Which is when you have a familiar, which is of course how it's pronounced, and you are sharing senses with them, say you're a witch, and their abilities, how far away can you be? Like, could I I'm going to post Fiorello up in the trees to see if anyone comes back, and I'm saying this to everybody, I want to use the backpack as like a what is that thing called when you're hunting and it's
A spy?
A lure?
you're so handsome,
bait.
Ralston. Bait, yes. If we leave it here and stuff it with leaves so it looks like it's the same thing, and I leave Fiorello up in the trees and look through his eyes, maybe I
see.
could catch the predator if they
Okay.
come back.
That's interesting.
I couldn't sleep.
Does
though,
the
probably.
ability that you have to
Share
see through your
senses.
familiar, share senses.
Is there a range?
Is there a range on it?
I'm not seeing one. But it's only a minute, so that's probably not going to be effective. I then say out loud to everyone, and I say, I'm really tired.
Yeah.
We should go to bed.
Why?
And wet.
Fluke?
You're quite wet.
Fluke, it's not going to happen. I feel like I'm in Peter Pan.
You guys heading back?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, well, I guess, do we feel safe sleeping in our old bunks?
Nowhere is safe.
Right. Yeah.
Good night.
Just what Zach's eyes do when he's doing this voice. It's like Psycho Peepers.
It's so extreme.
I think
Well,
there's safety in numbers. I think we should.
Where do we usually sleep? Do we all have
I
our
sleep
own?
with the
do we all have our
animals.
own little caravans like
I
Myron?
don't think circus
Yeah,
folks
you know-
usually get private rooms too often.
Yeah, I don't think we all have like our own single trailers.
Yeah, this isn't.
know,
I'll be in my suite.
Are there like
I'm gonna
bunks?
say Yeah, so I think the vibe is like there's a solid amount of wagons and things, right?
Yeah.
But Myron had his own, but Myron like it was basically his traveling office as well,
Yeah.
right? I think a lot of other people are sharing
Yeah.
bunks. You know, there's the Featherfall 5, like the Kambali family. They have one of the biggest ones, but that's like 5 people in one wagon, right? So I think a lot of times if like the weather's nice, people kind of sleep out under the stars.
Yeah.
And I haven't decided which ones here are necessarily like the ones where you guys sleep in just yet. But I'll just say this: you guys are coming back, right? And everyone's still sort of gathered around this cook fire, right?
Yeah.
And Reginald, I think I called him, right? One of the NPCs. You just see a couple folk around Reginald, just sort of like rubbing his back, and I mean tensions are high. You know, there's Axel and the dwarves and the sisters and the Featherfall 5 family, right? You've got the professor, you've got Elysia's not around, but that's not out of character. I'm sorry, Mordain is not around, the magician who was like super ego-y and like would fight with Myron all the time. But Elysia, everyone's huddled around the fire, and as you guys are approaching, folks are looking to you, and the professor comes up and says, "Oh, I'm so glad to have you back. Reginald told us everything. Dear Stanley." You can see tears pop into his eyes. Dear Stanley. First Myron, now him. What a loss. Oh, gosh. I don't think this night could get any worse. He's sort of dealing with a ton of emotion, and you can look around and see that everyone is. And he says, "What else did you find out there in the woods? Anything that we can use, or any kind of clues to know what happened?"
Nothing. Right, guys? We found nothing?
A rat blanket.
We found a rat blanket.
A couple of dead misfits.
That doesn't sound like nothing at all. You found a rat blanket and dead misfits, you say? Do you think that they are the ones who killed Myron?
No,
Everyone else is sort of like coming to life and like looking, and Reginald is like wiping his eyes.
Listen. Rolton sort of jumps up on a little barrel. He says, "Everybody, friends, circus performers, crew members, it's been quite a difficult evening for us all. But such is a life in the circus. We've had some laughs, we've had some murder, we've had a spectacularly terrible performance. But the show must go on. Now, it is very likely more murders might be taking place either right now or tomorrow morning at the orchard
Kambali family
or
like
at
are
the
just
mill.
like earmuffing their kids.
It could be murder by snakes, it could be murder by misfits, it could be murder by something we haven't even seen yet. But
Rats.
I think it's very important that everybody get a very good night's sleep so that we can be rested for tomorrow to solve this mystery. So, sweet dreams, good night." And he turns back to the group and he goes, "How'd I do?"
I think that went well.
Wow. Wow. Just
don't-
wow.
And
Ron, go ahead.
Ron wants to sort of say to Cranston, "Look, I know you usually sleep with the animals, but I don't think it's safe tonight. I think you should bunk with us. You know, with safety in numbers, we all stay together, we get some
Yeah, let's
rest,
all
we
buddy
put
up.
someone
Maybe-
on watch, right?"
Who will take care of the animals and keep them safe?
Oh heck, maybe we can all sleep with them.
Let's
Yeah,
bunk with
sure.
the animals. Yeah, let's do that, Cranston.
All right.
We can bunk with the animals.
Bunk with the animals.
Animals.
Well, do you think we should, I don't know, take a look in Myron's wagon before we go to bed?
I'd like to respect the man's
Probably.
privacy.
Well, can you have privacy if you're dead?
Well, should we, I mean, where do we put his body? I mean, should we lay it in there till morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't just
I guess. I guess.
let him.
We could do it the old nomadic way. We burn him in a big pyre in his own caravan.
Right, give him a real send-off.
Real
I
send off.
like it.
Yeah.
Now hold on. There's a lot of paperwork in there. We can't just burn it right away. We got accident reports. We got vacation
God.
requests.
Right.
We
Teamsters,
can't
God.
lose all that.
It's at this point.
So no
that-
effigy, but yeah, all right. We can dump the body there before we catch some Z's.
It's at this point that first of all, I did want to have Ralton make a diplomacy check. I want you to make an
Good.
you're gonna make an impression
With
because it was an
advantage?
amazing speech.
With,
Make an
with
impression.
advantage.
Yeah,
No.
I got a 14.
a 14. Okay, so folks were comforted by just seeing Ralton.
The honesty.
The honesty, Ralton being Ralton, and the I'll say one of the members of the Kambali family come up to you, Ralton. The mom, who we'll call Suzanne. Suzanne comes up to you and says to all of you, and just says, I don't think that we feel comfortable sleeping in our own wagon. It's just too frightening. Do you all think that it would be okay if we had everyone sleep out by the campfire tonight? Just strength in numbers, all that.
Yeah, I mean, watch for snakes, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Maybe we can have some kind of watch or some kind of people can take turns. So you're right. Getting sleep is important. But I just think us all staying together would be.
No, absolutely.
Well, we were a little worried about the animals there.
Oh. Yes. Yes.
Well, we
of course.
bring the animals out here, right? No, we bring everybody in with the animals.
How's about whoever's doing the watch patrols between the campfire and over by the animal pen?
Oh, I like
We
that.
give each person
I like
an animal.
this sound. No,
Everyone has one animal to snuggle.
Then you'd have to match which animal likes which person.
Yeah,
That'd
very
be difficult.
complicated.
It'll take all night.
Some might be allergic.
right.
Listen, how about the bulk of the group sleeps outside together? The rest of us go stay with the animals, make sure they're all right.
Yes. I think you're going to want to check in with Bardolph, especially. Now, Bardolph, who is someone you all know, especially you, Cranston, is a
The gorilla?
big old grizzly bear.
Wow.
Part of the Circus of Wayward Wonders is this highly trained grizzly bear that used to be handled by the great Fortuno. All right. This was more in the menagerie days, right? And when you guys were traveling, the Great Fortuno was killed. All right, but Bardolph, this was months ago. Bardolph was so well trained that he's like a golden retriever, like, quite honestly, and his wagon actually has these like big ropes that he can like bite and like close and open the like wagon doors that keeps him there. So
like he can open and close his own cage.
He can like open and close his own cage. Yeah, absolutely.
Gosh, that seems
not really a cage.
It's a little spooky. Yeah,
for an apartment, isn't it?
Yeah. So Suzanne Canbali says, yes, I think Bardolph is probably going to be fine, but maybe just checking to make sure that he is, because I know that no one puts a lock on his door, and I would hate to have something happen to him. But other than that, I think the rest of the animals should be fine. And to be perfectly honest, I'm more concerned about the humanoids than most of the animals. So if we could just stay put for the night. Whispering to try to make Cranston not hear, but Cranston, I'll bet you heard that.
No. Those animals are nicer than most people I know.
I know, but Cranston, Susie's really flipping her shit, okay? So can we just compromise? Why don't we take some of the animals? The animals.
Why would somebody flip shit? He'd get everywhere.
Cranston, I like that everyone's just like the grief and the shock is starting to wear off, and people are starting to get like kind of a little loopy, Cranston is just kind of buckled over with laughter, and
you'd have poo all over your hands.
Suzanne comes up and says, I know, and Cranston, I'm sorry about what I said about the animals. I'm scared, just like everyone, and you're right. We need to take care of the whole circus, not just the humanoids.
And Cranston, if anything happens to the animals, they'll make very loud noises. We'll hear them and we'll come help.
Should I check on Bardolph before bed?
Yeah, fine.
Right. And Cranston is going to turn and start shuffling off towards Bardolph.
Okay. Cranston's going to go check on Bardolph. Everybody else?
I'm going to go with
take
Cranston.
All right.
Is that okay? Cranston, can I come with you?
Sure.
Okay, but hurry back, okay?
All right.
Okay.
And maybe we go drag Myron's body back towards his caravan.
Great.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So Chuck, Ralton, and
very
Flute,
respectfully
go back and start to drag Myron's body. I don't know why that's
I think
funny.
we cut his pants off.
All right. And let's bring Cranston and Vega over here.
Splitting the party.
And you guys walk
Out of
over towards the
spell
animal
slots.
pens over here.
Oh no.
And no, I'm just check the map out. No real reason. I just thought it might be nice because I made it, So the two of you come up to the wagon, and this is like a large decorated wagon that has like faded paintings that depict Bardolph dancing and balancing on a ball, and then like menacing the Great Fortuno, who has like a whip. But Cranston, that this was all like incredibly well choreographed, and that Bardolph was well loved by the Great Fortuno. And there's this large door in the rear of the wagon, and it has no lock, and each side of the door boasts these like thick and well-chewed lengths of rope. Okay. So you crack open the door. Come on in. There you go. And there's Bardolph. And you come in, and basically it's just an empty wagon, except for basically the hay that Bardolph would sleep on. And you take a look in, and it smells like, you know, a wagon that has a bear living in it would smell. However, Bardolph doesn't look good. You're looking at Bardolph, and you know him well, and you see that he looks up and sees you.
Oh no.
And Vega, you see this as well. He begins to growl. And he stands up in his full bulk and lets out this huge grizzly bear roar. It sends up the hair on the back of your neck. And as he roars, he begins to charge.
Oh no.
Oh,
And
we hear this
that's where
roar.
we are going to leave it this week. Thank you all so much for watching,
hear the roar?
listening.
Yeah,
We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, we hear that.
And I want to thank Baileywiki for letting us hang out on his channel. Check out these sweet maps. I mean, am I right? Look at all this cool stuff you can do. Hit him up on Patreon. Hit us up on Patreon. You can access to our Discord. Tell us all the rules we're getting wrong and all that jazz. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, for listening. We love you. Our intent is all for your delight. You know what I mean? See you next week.